For Crema Media's Polity, I'm Sane Dhlamini. Researcher and analyst Professor Raymond Suttner joins me to discuss state capture. Welcome, Professor.
Thank you.
Is state capture not an over-dramatized way of describing what the Guptas have been doing?
Yeah, you know, from since the time of Dhlamini report last year, a number of things have been revealed and a number of analyses have emerged which show that this is not a small thing. It is very different from the type of corruption that was involved in President Zuma's relationship with Schabir Shaik. Shaik had no intention of taking control of government processes. What is happening here is that you have people, and I think it's unprecedented in the history of South Africa, people who are not just wanting, but actually having a direct impact on government decisions. They are not there in government. So it's different from a military coup where the military take over, they become Minister of Home Affairs and this, that and the other. Now the way the Guptas have been working is that they have been trying to put in place people in key positions in order that these people would divert contracts to them in on terms that are not just favourable, but they amount really to robbing the fiscus in South Africa. For example, when they ensure that a certain person is Minister of Public Enterprises, and it is alleged that a lot of this really took off under the period, in the period when Malusi Gigaba was Minister of Public Enterprises. Now that person appoints the boards of a number of state-owned entities. That those boards then appoint the CEO, CFO and all these things. And what we have seen is there's been a lot of contracts where the procedures have not been complied with in order to procure services. And in some cases, they've been paid in advance for services that they haven't rendered. And when they do provide the services have either been inadequately provided in terms of the quantity or the quality, as in the case of some coal purchases, the quality of the coal has not been suitable for the particular state-owned enterprise for which they've been delivered. So what you have then is people are sending CVs to the Gupta to the Guptas, and the Guptas send it to the minister, and then that person gets appointed. And there seems to be a lot of evidence which no one has refuted. And what they say is that this evidence is about 8 gigabytes, and the St. James Bible only goes to 1 gigabyte. So there's a lot more that's going to come out, and quite a lot of this is not only throwing up more problematic factors for Zuma, but a lot of other people. Like, you know, it's confirming what people had already reported on that farm in the Free State, a number of other areas of activities. What they seem to do is take these people and pour luxuries over them to ensure that they have a sort of indebted relationship to them, and that they may, when that chap, Mancha, I think it was, the CEO of Denel, wrote to them, and it was so crude, he actually asked them to settle his municipal bill. Now when he did that, I think that is something, when you want to capture someone, you get them in those sorts of relationships, and it's quite a good thing for them that he's asked them even to settle that bill, pay for schooling of people. They take them to Dubai, the best hotels and things like that. Personally, I'm not very interested in going to Dubai. It doesn't sound a very interesting place. But I suppose, you know, you can have massages and nice food and things like that. But these people obviously were overwhelmed by the level of luxury. I mean, you don't get driven around here in a Jaguar, even if you're president of the country. They were doing this and they were paying for everything. And they're doing it at every level. I mean, the Premier of the Free State and his sons. And what's also emerged from this is Duduzane Zuma's deep involvement in this sort of go-between Bell Pottinger right to Duduzane Zuma about a media program which will become hegemonic, which turns things, turns the attention away from looting and towards economic transformation. Now, all of this explains why the law enforcement agencies are also important. Now, I don't have any evidence to suggest that the NPA, Hawks under Tlemeza, SAPS under this chap who's just been suspended, removed, the acting committee, Pakhlane. I don't have any evidence to show that they are connected with the Guptas. I don't know about Moyane, whether he is or isn't, that he may be. But in every one of these cases, even though they may not be directly linked to the Guptas, they've played a role in facilitating the conditions where the Gupta project with Zuma, who they want to please, will succeed. First of all, they have not prosecuted a lot of cases that have been reported to them, including the deputy of SARS. Secondly, they have focused their attention on the so-called rogue unit, which was no such thing, and some of the evidence shows that that so-called rogue unit, the research group, was actually turning its attention to the Guptas and so forth. And then the story was invented about a so-called rogue unit. So they need the law enforcement agencies, first of all, to pave the way for getting rid of some people and for turning attention away from others. So dealing with people like Pravin Gordhan, Nene, Jonas was necessary because they saw their core business as safeguarding the resources of the country. The core business of the Guptas is to pilfer the resources of the country and to bypass the Public Finance Management Act, Procurement Act, all of these things, so that there's a direct conflict between them. And so that's how I see it. So I think, when Blade and Dhlamini made some statements suggesting that Thabo Mbeki, they got rid of Thabo Mbeki for similar things, it's talking nonsense, because there was no situation. Thabo Mbeki, if anything, was centralized. He himself took decisions, and Blade and Dhlamini uses this phrase of an imperial presidency, but that's very, very different from handing over power to some outsiders.
So how do you see these developments unfolding?
You know, the country is in shock, I think, and people are reeling because we didn't know how bad this was, and what it shows is that there has been, state capture is a fact, and not everything is captured, but substantial elements of the process of government operate according to what the Guptas want. It happens in a context where the economy is in a technical recession, where we are in junk status, we have low growth rate, We have very high unemployment, a lot of poverty, and business is very unhappy about this. But there are the voiceless who are actually ultimately hurt most when the debt increases, when the cost of buying things from overseas increases, when it affects petrol. Now, they may not have a car, but it's petrol that delivers bread and all of these things. Now, the problem with the situation, difficult as it is, there doesn't seem a strong possibility of the ANC turning whatever outrage some people may feel into a force to get rid of Zuma, and also to remedy the problems of the future. It is possible, however, that at the end of the year, someone other than Dhlamini Zuma will be elected president of the ANC. Now, there seem to be strong indications that she's not taking off as a candidate. Whoever takes off, whoever becomes a candidate, is going to be in an ANC that is not unified. But Zuma must be worried about, or not, he may not be as confident as he appears. There is a sense of impunity in the air, but at the same time, there appears to be this email requesting that Zuma can make the United Arab Emirates his second home. And there's this huge property that has been bought for Zuma in Dubai. Now, if that is the case, clearly he has an exit plan. And if he's thinking of that as a possibility, it may well be that in order to avoid his charges, he will try to get out of the country. So he's got a problem with someone who's unfriendly to him coming in as state president. They may, if someone else comes in as ANC president, they may try to force him out of the state presidency. At the moment, I'm not sure of the ANC's capacity to do much. There's a level of cowardice that people have got used to in these years, and I don't know how that's going to change. So what I think the most important thing is this is an urgent matter to solve, but we really need to find a way of uniting all those who are outraged in order to have their power manifested in one way or another. Personally, I'm a little bit disappointed that this call for national dialogues has so far led to nothing. And I'm not surprised, but I'm disappointed, and I hope that it will deliver something and try and involve people from all spheres of South African life in trying to restore our democracy.
Thank you, Professor.
Thank you.
That was Professor Raymond Suttner speaking to Creamer Media's Polity about state capture.